All right. Hey, everybody. How are we going?
Morning.
Hey, Jess. Welcome, team. It's been an awesome week. I'm so glad to get back on the charts.
Awesome, huh? I'm glad to hear it. I've been getting slapped since Monday. Monday was my only good day.
Yeah. I haven't
Yeah.
done daily reviews from the week so far after being away. I need to dive into them after. Is it not playing the nice algorithmic game for you?
Well, I normally trade the 6 a.m. candle, and if you look at all the 6 a.m. candles, they're pretty much down close candles.
Yeah.
So I've just been getting stopped left and right. I cannot hold for the day. So Tuesday and Wednesday I got stopped out. Um, this morning, this morning I actually broke even, so it was good. It's fine.
There's a couple of the days where I'd traded from my phone and I'd gotten the shorts, which was
Oh.
ended up being the manipulation swing,
Mm-hmm.
and then
Mm-hmm.
price had come back, and I think two of the days like Fred and LMT got long
Yep.
as I'm waiting to TP, and then come back and stop me out of break even.
Gotta love it.
All right, guys, let's kick it off. So we've got this. We're on our monthly chart at the moment. Let me change my cursor. Look at this, like.
I know. Like, why am I not making more money? Why
Yeah.
aren't we
Why do I
making more
take any
money?
shorts, honestly?
Why do we try shorts at all?
So we had our that main monthly manipulation swing we got down here, and we just keep pushing month after month. Monthly open here is just open small low back into the previous month and expanding higher so far. Jump down to our weekly, and then we can do the daily expansion level. So we've got our ever since we flipped that 200 SMA, just keep climbing up. Not even retesting it on the weekly. 200 SMA down here. Once we closed above this candle here from the previous week, that becomes our bullish OB, which we didn't even come back and test this week.
Not at all.
It's just so strong. Not much of a wick there either, really.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing back here as well. Like not even dropping back in to then push up. This was the only one that we had. Where we come back and had respected 50% of this order block.
For Q1 low, Q4 low.
Yeah. No bissies in here. Little one in here. All right, we'll jump onto our daily. Did everyone manage to get cozy longs this morning at open? Think you knew all-time high. Hey, JS, nice to have you in here. Day 14, asking for Kingline Legacy. Love the name. That's going to keep changing every day. All right, so on our daily, we're looking at this main projection down here back from April. We've been watching, so we can draw that one as a zone to watch. So I flew to Melbourne for a couple of days in Australia, and went and watched the Michael Jackson musical, which was really cool.
I actually just saw that in your channel. That's what's up.
Did that. So flew up, checked out some board game stores and like museum there. I had it with one of my friends. Had a really good time. the museum, they had like Lego Star Wars stuff as well, so it's really in my nerd element.
Sounds like a good week.
Nice and fresh to come back and jump on the charts. Trying to do my charting on the phone is just, yeah, it's just terrible.
I can't imagine you doing charting on the phone because there's so much detail.
And I keep trying to zoom in, and then I move stuff, and it's so
Yeah.
frustrating.
It's impossible.
So we've
You know
got,
what you need? You need the mouse that connects to your phone.
yeah. And the phone that projects onto a wall, yeah.
Yes.
So we've got our daily manipulation here broke out, and I'm pushing towards that ST 1.5 now on the daily to watch, which we're looking at just under 26k there, 25,871. And this is like this manipulation Jess and I have been talking about for weeks or months.
Yes, once.
Once we've broken above.
Yeah, right when it closed, actually, we were talking about that huge manipulation.
And that, is it the wickless in there?
Mm-hmm.
So we're expecting price
again.
here to come back, yeah, to take that volume imbalance for a long, long time. Shouldn't hit. Just flip that 200 SMA and that BC in there as well.
Yeah, now we're just ages above it. Nowhere near that SMA at all.
So anyone trading on the daily chart, I'm not giving much option for a clean manipulation back into another manipulation to get back in. Like if you were swing trading this. Just wanted to be in from down here.
Yeah.
Like a cozy open day where you get in at 1800, right? And then it just runs.
Mean manipulation from May. That is one of the, man, this is a year. You guys have to really screenshot this year. This is such a clean year.
Finest executions. What's the indicator? So this is all just drawn on. So I've just drawn a rectangle on the manipulation swing and then using a standard deviation fib. And these are SMAs, so 220 SMA. Yeah, and nice to have you in here, E. And you totally need to be doing more from your computer screen. So when you share me screenshots, they're not just from a phone. And I can read them better. So yeah, very nice daily chart. Let's remove this.
I don't know if you saw the good news, Adrian. JD is not going live, so.
Okay, cool. I can continue. All right, so I'm going to jump into the 6 hour now, paired with the monthly that we've been looking at. So I've been looking at the 6 hour and the 4 hour, and this is just what I just mentioned to Cozy this morning about the 6 hour SFP, swing failure pattern, that we've just had. So this candle here just made for nice confluence for the long at open. Come back. So if we zoom right in, and then I'll zoom back out and we can look at what price has done for the month so far. So we have our 6 hour candle here. We come down, we sweep the previous low plus a low here into this BC and into, did it touch the inverted civvy there? Let's have a look. So we've got a bit of a BPR here. It didn't come back into that. Back into the BC. So BC CE plus this zone here, which is our current manipulation. And then it closes back within the previous candle. So it comes down, sweeps the levels into the BC CE, closes back within this candle, and then we can target the high of this candle and the high of the range. So high of the candle we've just swept, which also aligned with that SD 1.5 on the lower time frame.
Is that how you set your TP just now?
Aligned with that, yeah, aligned with that SD 1.5 on the 5 minute.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, ideally now we can anticipate that SFP will hold as the low. We can even draw a box on that as well, as we do as we step up our zones and look for 50% of that whole counter to hold, as well as if we do start coming back into that later, we can watch 50% of the actual wick or CE of the wick as well for another confluence area. So like we've spoken about lots of times, those swing failure patterns, we come down, sweep the levels, close back in the previous candle, and then we target the candle high and the range high. Finest execution, where you just after the settings for it. So on the 6 hour, we've got it here from the 1st of September that we're in. I'll just quickly paste this in the chat. This is in my mentorship channel as well. Finest execution if you want to go through and have a look. And I've got a video in there as well. And then what we're doing is we're looking for reaccumulations at these 1.5 levels. So 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, and 4.5. So this one on our 6 hour chart we've had from the September low, which we broke out, retest, and then push up. And then we keep stepping up those zones as we go, which is what I've got these boxes here drawn on for. And so this was another swing failure pattern that we looked at in the previous week. Which come back. Price still respected 50% of this swing failure pattern. Closed back into this range here, and then we went back to the high there. Also aligned with the SBS that we have in here. And we're seeing those SBSs quite cleanly at the moment at those SD levels, which is good. So current one. 1, 2, 3, 4. So for this week, I actually wanted this to come back down and sweep 4 into this BC. This is what I was looking for the low of the week, and then to get long to 3.
You nailed it.
Right, yeah, but I didn't get that. Like, I wanted 5 to sweep 4 into that CE.
Oh yes,
yeah.
of course, yeah.
So I'm like, I'm looking for longs down here. Yeah. But yeah, just taking off from Sunday into Monday and taking that level.
You know what I was thinking about for the failure swing of 5 is the confirmation of like that 5. I think maybe we could use like a closure above 2. I've been thinking about this over the weekend.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. Like once that swing low forms, and then we get a closure above 2, that low
confirms
then,
5,
or that candle closes. Yeah, then at that point you can confirm 5 and just not look for the sweep and just take longs. I've been thinking about this a lot.
Take those points there.
Yes.
Which, like, if we, which is still pretty 60-point trade.
Yeah.
Still really good.
Yeah.
So from September we've come up from so the start of October now. We're using this swing just like we do with a macro. So from the 30th of September, so the high here that made the low, and then we're measuring off this swing here for our current deviations, which we just come up and we hit that SD 1.5. So now also looking at another count for continuation. So we can do our breakout, so from the low to the high. So we break the highs here, becomes 1, and we just made 2. So now I want to see 3, which will break 1. And then next week, maybe we get a retracement, and we can look for a sweep of 2 back into this BC, 4 and 5. And once we got 3, we can do another OTE swing as well. Y 2.5, yeah, it's in my mentorship. Yep, on YouTube as well. if you look at the masterclasses too, and then lots of the daily reviews on YouTube that I've done with Jess, we talk about the standard deviations and the levels. So we're looking at reaccumulation phases at 1.5 and at 2.5, and it just happens all the time. And then we're looking for smart money reversals from 3.5 to 4.5. So we're doing this on a higher time frame, and then we do this on the lower time frames, and you'll see that when we do the daily review shortly. Yeah, so next high time frame plan, Jess.
Yeah.
Into
Gotta take
2.5.
note right now. 3, 4, 5.
Interesting approach. Would you like me to show something? We'll find a section. We'll go through our daily review and daily setup, and if there's a bit of time, you can. You're welcome to post what you're thinking. All right. All good. I do have images of this in the mentorship and in my main channel as well of the market maker models using these standard deviation levels, just so you know. All right, so we'll go down to, so far 6 hour and 4 hour, still looking for bullish continuation, a sweep here into a retracement, possibly next week into continuation then to the high of 3. And we can now use this candle here. So this was our down candle that caused this breakout. We can step that up as our next zone, as well as that swing failure pattern there, we can see. So lots of floors being made at the moment, lots of support to work with. Hey, Cozy, thanks for jumping in. Yeah. Should be fine dining, I hope. Hopefully you're paying for someone to cook for you. Yeah.
Seriously.
Hey, Juice. Nice to have you in here, man. Steaks only. I feel it. All right. So Cozy, this was the swing failure pattern I was talking about on the H6 that come in. So then we're looking for market open, basically just to retest that and push up. So comes down, sweeps the levels back into this BC, closes back in the range, and then we target that candle high, which we just hit, and then we can target the range high as well. All right, we'll jump into our 1 hour chart. Let me just change back to NQ1 contract. And
I forget what your real name is now. Manju. He's asking how we figure out the deviations. Or, sorry, how we figure out the anchor points or the manipulation swings.
yeah, so for each time frame, we're looking for those real clear manipulation swings, usually taking out multiple levels to come in. You really want sort of like those V shape. On the lower time frame, when we're doing the 5 minute, we're normally looking for session swings or like a previous day low or high sweep as well. And then you'll see the same thing. So if we're like trending up to a PDH and then we get that nice sort of V move, then that becomes our manipulation swing to use, and vice versa. So say if we're in Asia, we then go into London, we get a sweep of Asia low, and then we come back up, that becomes our swing, and we draw a rectangle on that, and we use our standard deviations alongside that as well.
Yeah, for the 4 hour and 6 hour swings, it's actually on the same chart. It's not higher time frame. So like when he was on the 4 and 6 hour, it's literally just the swing that's happening on that current time frame yeah, we're not using like higher time frame and dropping down. But the only suggestion I have for that is you just really want to start drawing them on every swing that you think is a manipulation, and as a result, you're gonna start to train your eyes, and you'll be able to spot them more easier. If you're using like lower time frame, like 5 minutes or 1 minute, then you can just apply them in quarters. That would help a lot to start out, and then from there you'll recognize them by eye.
Cozy, yeah, so 6 hour SBS is here. So we finished this one, and then we've just come up, swept the high here. So that was our 1. 2 is what the low that we've just made with that swing failure pattern, and now we're looking for 3. So we're looking for a new all-time high, and then a retracement into next week, ideally for a low of the week, and back to the high. Yes, we use the wicks to measure.
This is the plan. Yes, like when 5 hits, let's go.
Yeah. Cryptic, you gotta get in line with us, mate. We want all-time high.
Long the longs. That's the name of this train. Long the longs, bro. Hey, let's go, Abby.
Nice work. Up 40 points, yeah. I love doing getting along in Asia at the start, and it's like 50 points to start the day, and then the rest of my trading day can just be so chill. All right, so 1 hour chart. Are you using Cryptic's indicator now for this as well? I believe it's got this in our indicator section, and we can turn on, so it gives us the days, and it'll give you the daily breaks at 1800. I've drawn these ones on it at midnight open. So what we're looking for on the 1 hour chart, we're trying to align that with our with what the weekly is going to do. So we can look at the weekly lows and weekly highs. For this, really, we've got still in Wednesdays from last week as that main manipulation swing. So if we do our standard deviation from the high here, we come down and made the low. And then we're looking at SD 1.5 into reaccumulation, which we can see here, which then goes into another SBS. So we have our 1, 2, 3, it would end up over here. And then we get the sweep of 2, 4, and 5. These lines are just the TDO midnight opens. So normally you're looking for manipulation below true day open for bullish continuation. Which we get nicely here as well.
For those of you who have not done this exercise yet, it's titled 1 hour homework or 1 hour standard deviations. It's on both Adrian's channel and mine, I believe.
And it's something that we recommend everybody does, especially on weekends and coming into the week to try and find those high and lows of the week as it's playing out. Or in this,
really good.
For this week, it's continuation from the Wednesday low.
Yeah, really, really clean way to review the week's price action.
Can you repeat that? So we're using the 1 hour chart to plot out our weekly expansion and measure the weekly expansion, BNB. When you have like a mid-week expansion like this, the low swing put in, then we can measure from that, and that rolls into the next week. Which is why we don't see like a clean swing like this for a Monday or a Tuesday low. This is normally what you want to look for on the 1 hour on a Monday or a Tuesday. Lots of activity in the chat, guys. This is good. We do this like every week after week, and so many are quiet. And like more recently, there's been a lot more activity, which has been great. No worries, man. And congrats again on getting your payout and joining the payout train. It's great to see. I'd love to see people that are really grinding. You see them in the chat all the time. They're asking questions, putting in the work. B&B's been asking questions every week, which has been great. And now getting payouts.
For sure, for sure. Also attending the backtest sessions.
Okay. So so then 6 is our target, right, for our SBSs, which is the high of 3. Then we get our breakout again. We do another one here. So we'd have to have the origin still down here really as a whole swing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and straight back to 6. And we could draw this on as a whole zone as well on the 1 hour, which was the Friday low. And respecting 50% of that. A couple of closes just below, but snaps back up. Flips it for support there. And OTE from the low here up to 3. You already guessed it, didn't you, Jess? Have I already posted this one in the chat maybe? I don't think I have because I've been away, but 7-9.
No. Whoa. I didn't even see that. Whoa. That's crazy. Look at that. Beautiful wick. Right into the Friday OB. Good lord. This session is actually when I got my first stop out for the week, and I was pretty salty.
Yeah.
I was like, and here I am fading this. Oh my goodness, fading the soup level. Oh my gosh.
Can I chart 2, 3, 4 on the current price now? So we get our break above. I kind of prefer when it is like candle closes for the breakout. So at the moment, I'm counting this as 1 here and this as 2. Same as what we got on the 6 hour JAS. 1, 2, and then I want 3, and then 4, 5 for a plausible low of the week next week, and to attack the high again. Yeah. Do you hang on? You don't fib the top of the hourly breaker down to the bottom? Hourly, just the hourly candle. Oh, you mean here? For this, so I've used the up candle that's caused the low here. It's not the cleanest swing. Like I prefer if this was a bigger upswing, taking some highs to get the manipulation. So you got yours just on that 1 hour candle, which would be
the up close. Yeah, he's going to the up close candle.
Yeah.
So if you scroll all the way to the top of his mentorship, he goes over CISDs, and where he utilizes up close candles and down close candles to define the CISD when it's a swing that looks like this. Because it's a fractal swing high technically, in that if you like go into a lower time frame, you can see a clear swing high within that up close candle.
All right, so now we've got this swing here and the break. We can use this as a zone at the moment too. And this is basically that 6-hour swing failure pattern we're looking at. And this one in here is a 1-hour swing failure pattern. 1300. So he comes back, sweeps the lows here, swept that 10 o'clock low, back into the BISI here on the H1. Taps the BISI. We can do an OTE from there as well. So from this low that caused that breakout, down to 0.62. Swing failure pattern, closes back within the previous candle. We can target that candle high, and then same thing, we target the range high, which for this, the part of the range is here. So we come up and down, which was also just hit. And then extended highs being all-time high. Yeah, so that's what we just talked about. They can continue into the next week. Yeah. Same as Wednesday. So we're using Wednesday at the moment. From down here, that Wednesday swing low. That's our main pivotal swing low, which went into that previous week's Thursday. So just like we do on the 5-minute, for an example, this could be like a New York PM manipulation. And then Asia does this, and we come back into a New York AM manipulation swing, back into the previous manipulation, and it's just mitigating the orders used in here. We come back. So this is what we look at on the 5-minute chart in our Q3s, basically, over the time, and we push up. We're doing the same for the weekly. It's a lot easier to teach, and it's cleaner when it is just a Monday every time. So sometimes it'll be a flow, and it'll just be a Monday low back into the previous Monday low. Like a good old trampoline, yeah. Beautiful. Which is exactly what's happening here.
Yeah, and as of note, like when you have these deviations on your chart, until they fail, keep them on your chart, or just, make note of them. Don't forget about them, because if those levels are still playing out, it's more than likely gonna fully extend.
All right. Any other questions, guys? What do your targets look like for tomorrow? Your tomorrow is my today, so we can jump into that in a sec.
Oh God.
I only do my live streams in a tux. Yeah. That's how I picture LMT too when he does his large trades, that he's just all fully suited up for those trades.
That's funny. I always picture LMC in like full on dad outfit. Like, I don't know.
Alright, I'll jump into daily review, and then we can plot out our current day. So I'll quickly just use the replay tool so we can get back here, and we'll put the daily candle on and have a look. So we can see we've gone into a open high and then low close day. We're just retracing some of this huge move, from Wednesday's expansion. Huge Wednesday expansion in the 5-minute. Also got a freedom broadening formation here that created during Asia. That sort of seek and destroy startup. And I'll just put our quarters on. All right. So so for those that are new here, when we start our day, first thing we do, put our PDL line on, and we do our PDH. Oops. PDH. Then do a fixed range volume profile POC from PDL to PDH. This is giving us our volume here from the previous day in the leg up. It's like a bell curve, right? So all our volume's coming in here. So from the previous day, we had that New York AM was Q2 manipulation. Breaks out straight up to SD 2.5. Price goes into reaccumulation. We have another manipulation here into quarter 4 where we break out. And then this was our PM quarter 3 manipulation here. So as we started the day, we grabbed the PM zone that caused the breakout. That was the manipulation, and that's our standard deviation going into Asia. And then Asia starts here, and we go straight up. Sweep PDH into SD 3.5. Which we don't normally see, Jess. Normally we get those 4.5s. We were discussing that last week. 3.5.
For on trend, yeah, that's crazy.
Just to make it a bit more stressful if you're trying to short, because you're like, oh, it could still go up to here and then reverse.
We're holding. We're not closing this.
This is tough as well. If people were looking for shorts here once we broke that zone, because this is all low resistance. Like if it just dropped like we had here and gave us a clean BPR on the inside,
Yeah.
we've been a lot happier shorting here.
Yeah, we're like, oh, it's slowly grinding down. It's not doing anything.
Creating that internal liquidity. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
This day actually took me a long time to get confident to put the short on.
Nice.
So we have our manipulation here right at the start of the day too. So quarter 1, high of the day. This is actually out of stat high of the day because it didn't happen within that 18 to 1900 window. So it would have been a bit nicer if it was in here as well. And normally within sort of that first 15-20 minutes of the daily open is where it's more common if we're going to get that. Or you would see this in the New York PM session. And then I'm a lot happier to do the Asia short if this was a NY PM Q3. And then Asia just opens up here. We test a BPR or something in there and then short down.
Yes.
All right, so then we can mark this out as a zone. So we have our PDH, PDL. We've got our fixed range volume profile POC, which is down here. We put on our OTE for the day down here. So we're well in premium coming into Asia, and we swept PDH straight away. So we draw this on as a rectangle as our zone, and that stays as the high for the day until it's not. We come down, big sell-off in Q3. This is giving us SBS to work with as well for the day. So we have our, once we broke the lows here, we displaced down is 1, 2, and then 3 to finish off Asia in quarter 4. So we come back for Q4, no close above here. And then quarter 1 into London, then we climb up back to our OTE. So we're doing an OTE swing from the high here down to 3. We're looking for retracements, ideally back into the Asia zone, which is this manipulation swing. And that stays as resistance until we get flips of the fair value gap that created that. So the IBISI in here, we can stay bearish until that gets flipped. And candle closes above 50% of that zone. So we climb up, we sweep 2 here for our 4th swing, and then we get a 5th swing which sweeps 4 into our OTE. So we've got 0.62, 0.705. Didn't get a Just Special 79 there. Pretty close though. And then this becomes our London zone now. So this was our London manipulation. We've got a new H4. That's what these vertical lines are, our H4s. So for this part of the reaccumulation, we've opened low and then high close. And now we've opened high, and ideally we're looking for that low close. Open high manipulation, sweeping 4, back into the Asia manipulation zone, into our OTE swing, and then we get our breakdown here. And this was where I entered short. So we've dropped below VWAP, the 20 SMA, retested this London zone, and we draw our standard deviations on this, and we're still using the ones here as our main ones for the day. And then I was looking for SD 2.5, and SD 1.5 was my first target from this one here. So I can pop the short tool on. Stop goes above the zone. First target, SD 1.5. This was such a nice tap.
Wow, what an entry.
SD 2.5. I'm dark about the runners though. I didn't get the runners. I got stopped out in profit at 7:30, I think it was, this swing here. 7:30 swing. So 3 o'clock macro, sorry.
Sorry, just really quick. In the back test, when we trail our stops to break even for the 4-hour candle open, those trails at the 4-hour open, or because of the 4-hour open, pretty much always break even.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Exactly what happened to me here. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
So first account here, SD 1.5 for the take profit, and then I moved stop losses into profit. So I had my stop loss around VWAP, just above, I think, and then that 7:30 move come back. So same thing what we're talking about when we hit these SD levels, price goes back into reaccumulation or redistribution if we're looking for shorts. And ideally the redistribution, like you can look for another SBS too as part of that. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then you get that big sell-off into New York. So we could do another, if we go from that high, another fib to 3 to the low there. So you come back up, swoop there of 7.9 on both of these.
In the macros.
In the macro times, no candle closes above is interesting. And then 9 o'clock open high, and then straight sell off. Unable to close above VWAP there. 20 SMA, flip of the 200 SMA here. Sorry, there, which we can see was respected over here as well. And then big sell off. So this was actually pretty boring to sit through.
Yeah. That 4-hour candle is crazy. Remember that new 4-hour candle open is always really crucial when we trail our stops there. That is actually how I also broke even this morning, or sorry, that morning. This Thursday. Yeah, okay. That 4-hour open. These 6 a.m. candles have been killing me lately, but
Yeah.
this week specifically. But yeah, that I noticed for sure. For all of our break-even trades on the current back test, they're always from the trail because of the 4-hour, not necessarily because of the 1.5.
Yeah. So that next one, if it's going to manipulate up,
Yes.
comes back into where your entry is. So ideally, you want 1 4-hour to come down and like smash 2.5, so then your entry's quite far away, and then it comes up to open. continues down to SD 4.5.
Yes, exactly. You need that for that 4 hour candle to hold through. You really want like a closure below the previous 4 hour candle, right?
Yeah,
So,
and then
or
a
like
quick tap
in
at the
the
top.
yes, in today's example, actually, the 10 to 2 a.m. candle is an up close candle, and then the 2 to 6 a.m. candle doesn't close below it, so it doesn't necessarily confirm the OB until the 6 a.m. candle, right? So then that's exactly how that retracement ended up being so deep.
Yeah.
Was because yeah, exactly. So just
Oh, awesome. We're getting some more expansion, guys. It looks.
who's holding longs with Cozy right now?
Arby's printing. Did I miss any questions?
I don't think so. I think we got them all. Oh, you missed cryptics about the SMAs.
How crucial is it to monitor the moving averages to you? Because I get filled with extra noise trying to look at them. Yeah, that's why I only like having the 2 and VWAP. And I'm mostly watching that too. Like, I don't pay a lot of attention to the 20 SMA. I mean, like, if it's at around a zone and we're coming back into a zone, I'm pretty happy, so I can sort of watch that to hold. Whereas I more like to watch VWAP and the 200 SMA, like for those flips. And if we're above it, and we get the flips here, just to keep that bias, but less so for trade entries, if that makes sense. So I'm using it sort of for trend bias to work with and alignment with the zones. But yeah, definitely. I definitely like having them on there, and I like seeing these flips here. And when you get them all aligned in one spot as well, adds the confluence too. So very nice, guys. So we had our main manipulation of the day here with that Asia swing. 1.5, we go into redistribution. 2.5, little redistribution here, and SD 4.5 to finish that off. I'll just get rid of the trade so it doesn't get too messy. We then have the London manipulation, same thing, we do the standard deviations. We hit 1.5, we go into redistribution phase. Down to SD 2.5, 3.5, 4.5, and then we can also do the deviation from this New York AM Q3 manipulation, which was this upswing that caused this breakdown, and straight down to 4.5. And all aligning with this order block here that caused the breakout. So this downswing caused the breakout here. Another manipulation swing, price comes back to mitigate orders used in there to manipulate the price down. Also coming back to OTE of the daily range. So this whole time we're all in premium of the daily range. And price gets pushed back down to mitigate this. And that's back where that volume was, at that fixed range volume profile POC. Our high volume node here. What's my price at for SD 4.5? For the long of this current one, we're looking at 555. Yeah. Soup all of this. Juice. Sweep. Come back out. Straight back to that 200 SMA. So tricky, if you didn't get shorts from up here, like the next entry was this wick up here, which still didn't even hit TDO, but come back up to VWAP, back to this zone. So we could have that drawn on as a zone, and then ideally looking for shorts from that zone for continuation. And we label that NYAM. And we use that rectangle for, so stop loss above there because it's invalidated if we come back up there, and then we would look for a flip, and this swing would be the manipulation. But instead we've broken down, we come back up, we retest the zone. And if we get rid of this OTE, we can do an OTE from here to that low at the time as well that was playing out. So back up to 705 into the zone, and then we short from here, which is the start of the 10 o'clock macro, down to SD 1.5, 2.5, 3.5, and 4.5. So your trade would have been like this. You can look for, so we can either enter straight off the zone or you look for the PD raise within the zone. We did have a little cibby in there if you can see it, just here. And last account will be 4.5, which also lined up really nicely with that zone down the bottom and the POC.
Crazy flip of the POC. Crazy, crazy flip.
Allowing for confluence for that breakout as well.
I wish every flip was just so clean like that.
Back above the zone. Very nice. These swings like this are heaps better than these swings. You know, this would have been better if it went up, took out the liquidity there, and then come down. ES did that. Did too. So there's your SMT, yeah. Sweep of London high. Swing failure pattern. Closes back below. Then we can then target the low of that range. Bang. Standard deviation. SD 4.5. Beautiful. SD 2.5. You get the reaction straight away. Hey Maya, how you going, man? Six is just for fun. Put that on for cozy. Very nice. Yeah, I reckon cryptic. I think we're going to get a Friday high. That 6 hours looking pretty bullish.
Yeah. Dude, jump up to the 8 hour too. The swing fail pattern on the 8 hour is just like, what in the world? Why aren't we all long?
Get rid of PA3. Alright, still forming.
Oh,
that's
shoot.
beautiful.
I didn't even realize it didn't close. Yeah.
Just like we've just been talking about, guys. So close within here, and then we're hitting that high. So we hit target the previous candle high and then the range high. Very nice.
Oh wait, no, it's because you're in replay mode.
Ah, that's what we just had. Sorry. My bad. I'm like, how have we got that but the 6 hours closed? Yeah. Okay. That's better.
Oh my goodness.
Because then it's like 1800 is the yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So just similar to our 6 hour, right? When we close back in. So now we've got this high and then this high here to hit. This is also looking like it's going to create a really nice BPR in here.
Yes. Looking like that.
Very clean swing point.
Yes.
So this whole candle is our next floor, guys. And expecting 50% of that to hold. And we take out these levels. High time frame is very nice. And keep moving this up. Alrighty, so we'll go to our current chart. Everyone happy with the daily review? That's all understandable. So we had a really nice sell off down to SD 4.5. I wonder where 6 was on that one too, Cozy. She knows it already. Guys are going to make me put more levels on. No worries, main source. Thanks for tuning in. Last week, Cryptic was making me put 5 on, and now with the expansions getting more, I have to add 6 from Cozy this week.
Soon she's gonna make you add 8.
So our current daily chart setup. So we have our PDH, just like we were talking with the previous one. PDL, we do our OTE area and our fixed range volume profile POC. So we do that from the high to the low. For those that don't use it, it's over here, fixed range volume profile. And then we drag it from the high down to the low. That gives us this volume with our high volume node here and the point of control along here. We then use them as pity arrays, and we're looking to stay pretty bullish while that's prices above there. Opened up very nice. Cozy long. We break out of this zone here. So this becomes the manipulation swing from New York PM, Q3. The down move that's created that breakout now. And then we come back into that. We respect 50%. We're respecting that 200 SMA. We flip VWAP and we push up there. Using the PM zone from Q2 here, which was the low that took out the liquidity. And once we've broken above, we then draw that on as our low zone to hold. And then we have our standard deviations from this swing for the day. And that's where we were looking at, was that 555 was around that SD 4.5. That'd make for a pretty insane New York session, straight up. So when Asia does this and we're going up, we can just keep drawing on these zones that push back, and we're looking for them to hold. So I did a cozy long entry and then added 2 more contracts here on this move. This was our 1800 macro, basically, 15 minutes coming back. And I wanted this zone to hold and 50% of this, which allowed for the to A up here. And then the push up, and target was SD 1.5 for me. Flip val and send. So now we have our 2 zones. These are our floors, and we can keep stepping them up during the day. Not too worried about our OTEs here because we're bullish. We had a huge expansion week. So if we look at these as pivot points, all we're really doing, right, is we're making higher high, higher low, and we're looking for a higher high for a Friday high of the week. Yeah, so how far does price retrace when it reaches SD 1.5? So normally when it reaches SD 1.5, we can look for a reaccumulation zone, and that's where we start to do our SBS counts. Let's see if I can get that aligned. In Asia, it doesn't always happen because Asia just likes to just grind. Like we can't get enough volume to get a flush out to do this a lot of the time. It'll just keep grinding up. So we can just then keep grabbing these areas and we wait for the breakout and then we expect 50% of that to hold. Otherwise, what you would be looking for once we hit SD 1.5, we would do a count. So from the low to the breakout, we have 1, 2. We then come again for 3, and we're looking for a sweep of 2. Which may align with that new H4 open when we go into 2200. And we would then do an OTE from this low up to 3. Or wherever that 3 pivot ends up landing.
Yeah, wherever 3 ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't try to catch 3 to 4. Just wait for a sweep of 2 for another long.
Which, we got those equal lows there as well.
Yes. So just place an alert there and look for a long.
And then we target the high of wherever 3 finishes up. And we expect this zone here that caused that breakout to hold. Yeah, wait for the sweep of 2. This is what's so good about trading the swing breakout sequence, because then you don't get trapped in that the chop in between of the reaccumulation. And it's only invalidated if we sweep the origin of the move.
Yeah. As is with the deviations, guys, so
yeah,
common theme there.
Why isn't it considered 1? Can you show the low to use for the OTE again? So using so this low here, so this is our origin that created this move that broke the highs from over here, or broke above. So that's our 1, 2. 1 needs to get swept for 3. So same thing, if we're not in a long here targeting the levels up here, then we can just sit on our hands until we get a break of 2 if we want to get into the reaccumulation. So OTE we're doing from this low pivot, and we keep dragging it up while we're waiting for 3 to come in. So if this then bounces up again like this, and then comes down, we keep moving our standard deviation, our OTE, levels up. All good? Nice to have some new people in here today. We can draw that out quickly as well. So we come down, get our manipulation swing low, and we get our breakout. That creates our standard deviation level. Get a retest of that zone. We come up to SD 1.5. This breakout here is 1. Come back, make 2. 3 could just keep coming up like this. And then we're looking for the sweep of 2 here into continuation, which ideally goes to that next standard deviation level. We then do our OTE swing. So this was our 2. This was the origin, the downswing that created that breakout. You can also draw a box on that. A lot of the time you'll see this swing come back to it and mitigate the orders used if there was no retap of that zone. And we do our OTE from the low that caused the breakout up to the high. And then, so once we get that sweep of 2, we're looking for longs down in this zone. All right, guys, if there's no other questions, might look to end the stream there. Yeah, count 4, good for A up. Yeah, especially if you get that around a good OTE level, or you see a nice clean formation at the count, like a 5-minute tweezer or something there. Got it on ETH. We'll have to do on one of these sessions. I'll have to do a crypto one. Jeez, spend some time on it. Yeah, sounds good, Danny. And as we're starting to heat up now into Q4, be nice to do some projections on Bitcoin, ETH, and some altcoins.
That would be sick, actually. I think the chat would go crazy for a crypto stream.
We can also call that long your longs, Jess. Yeah.
Any final questions, you guys? Any request? Anything? What did I get T for his birthday? Well, we're here in place of him streaming, so I think a night off is a great gift. Although we always do this stream, but you know, sometimes we have to fight for screen time. Alright, well, what do you guys think about the Fast Money sweepstake? Surprised no one asked. I don't see you guys, oh, I think you're technically, you shouldn't be picked. You shouldn't be picked.
Alright, I'm going to close the OBS. Finish that now.
I can actually record the sweepstake.